We got to this point where, you know, hard work, dedication, family legacy. My dad was a former boxer. My brother is Boots Ennis and Fondora Storm. They was former boxers, and they created this champion from the hood, from Germantown.
You're about to witness Philadelphia's own pound-for-pound star, Jaron Boots Ennis. Everything's set for him.
Boots Ennis is the class right now of the 147-pound division.
I think he's an unreal talent.
I love his style of fighting. I think he's explosive.
And the best at the welterweight division in the world.
This is the Boots that everyone in boxing has their eye on, man. He just doesn't let you hide. Everything comes in slow motion for him.
It's very special to be collecting 2 belts, the WBA and Ring Magazine, and I think the last person to held the lineal title or Ring Magazine belt was Floyd, Bud, I think Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, and to have my name up there with those guys, I feel like that stamped my name, you know, in the welterweight division. Once I grab these belts, I'm just going to throw them around my dad, because my dad been around this game for a very long time, and I feel like he deserves his flowers.
But boxing isn't known for making things easy. Standing in his path is Sebastian, the towering Inferno Fundora, the reigning unified super welterweight champion.
Sebastian Fundora, he's a fighting champion.
His skill set is sensational right now.
He is the best 154-pounder in the world today.
He is 6'6", a storm in gloves.
You know, I know this is entertainment, but when we go inside the ring and punch each other in the face and break each other's faces, isn't that enough entertainment?
As the fight rumors are skyrocketing, Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora are turning up the intensity in camp, training harder than ever with one goal in mind, to knock out whoever stands in their way.
I always said that I wanted to be undisputed champ, you know, at the welterweight division, and I feel like I can't leave without fighting for a world title. Even though I'm the IBF champ, I never fought for the world title. It was given to me. I feel like I just had to overcome a lot of things and just be patient, you know, just be patient, and my time will come, and my time is here, and I'm going to, you know, make all of it. I mean, when you Jaron Boots Ennis, they criticize everything I do. It don't matter. It don't matter what I do. I can go the distance and beat a guy 12-0. Oh, he should have knocked him out. When I knock somebody out, oh, we don't know if he got a chin. They say I get hit too much. I get hit a couple of times. Like, it's with me, it don't matter. I feel like they always gonna find something to pick at, and at the end of the day, I do this for me, and I know I'm the best in the world, and I'm just gonna continue to keep proving it.
And continue improving while silencing their critics along the way. With Boots continuing to raise his level, Boots Ennis praises the full range of skills he brings to the ring. He highlights Boots' jab, boxing, movement, and ability to put everything together, showing why he has so many ways to dominate a fight.
Stenone is one of the top fighters. I think he's one of the best in that weight. That's what I think. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's better than the rest. That's when you're gonna see Boots go to. He might have to go to another level. They ain't see that high level yet. Boom, pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Soon as I stop him, I'm gonna throw that real quick. Shit. I think Boots got in the habit of, you know what I mean, knocking everybody out. You know what I mean? Then you forget, yo, we got you there. That jab, use that jab, and boxing move. You know what I mean? He was doing it though, but he wasn't doing it like he normally do. You seen some of his fights, and you know what I'm talking about. He got so. I think hung up on knocking, you know, guys out. And then he found out you can't punch. He don't care about you touching. You know what I mean? But I want to get away from that.
Adding to that, Jaron Boots Ennis makes it clear that he sees himself as the biggest name in the division, believing anyone who wants the biggest fight has to come through him. As for Sebastian Fundora, Boots sees him as a tall pressure fighter.
And he called this a takeover for you at 154. Ultimately, you and Fondora have to cross paths.
I feel like everybody got to come to me regardless through this weight division. Like I said before, I'm the cash cow of this division. If anybody want to fight, they're gonna make the most money fighting me than anybody else. So I feel like I'm the cash cow of this division, and I'm the best of this division.
What do you think of Fondora's style? It's very unique.
I mean, I don't know. He just tall. He tall. Like I said, I don't watch him, so I can't really give you sit here and like explain. Like when the time come, I'll watch him. But as of right now, from this little stuff that I be seeing, it's like he's just a tall pressure fighter. From the stuff that I be seeing.
One of the biggest reasons Boots Ennis is so difficult to figure out is the way he controls the rhythm of a fight. Sean Porter believes Boots can reset, instantly shift gears, and get right back into his attack, making him extremely difficult to time or disrupt.
Thought that might help with him is getting Boots off rhythm. But Boots he's so quick at being off rhythm and then getting back on rhythm. And what I mean by that is, like, you'll see him reset, right? And like the moment that foot stops, he can be right back into something else. Mm-hmm. I've seen him do that in fights. I've seen him do it in sparring. He did it with me. You know what I mean? I've seen him do that kind of stuff. So this is definitely the tallest of orders for anybody.
Highlighting Fondora's biggest strengths, Teddy Atlas believes Sebastian Fundora has developed into a very unusual and difficult fighter to deal with. He points to how Fondora has learned to use his height and reach while still fighting aggressively, applying constant pressure, and that the ability to wear opponents down is one of Fondora's biggest strengths.
I'm gonna tell you that I haven't seen too many fighters like Fondora. Right now, I don't think I can think of one that can fight and has learned how. He used to give up his height all the time. That's how he got knocked out by Mendoza. He would always give up his height. He has gotten better at fighting tall, fighting long, and still being aggressive. You know how hard that is to do? To be aggressive when you're tall and you're long and still maintain the advantage of being tall and long? Think about what I just said now. Because I know no one out there has pointed this out. Nobody. He fights aggressively. I mean aggressively. That's one of his greatest trademarks, one of his greatest weapons and dimensions. He wears you down.
Max Kellerman sets a high bar for Jaron Boots Ennis at 154, saying his talent puts him in a different category from the rest of the division. He feels there isn't another fighter at that level who should stand in Boots' way, and if Boots reaches his full potential, Kellerman expects him to clean out the division.
What I think he can be, he's got to clean these guys up at 54. There's nothing at 54 that's like, oh my God. That's like, for example, when Shane Mosley moved up to welterweight, Oscar De La Hoya in his prime is standing there. There's no one like that at 54. The only guy who has a chance to be like that is Boots. That's the dude who's supposed to do it. And if you're a super fighter and you're in a division with really good all divisions have good fighters, but regular good fighters, you're supposed to clean those guys up.
Yeah, because of the talent that he has.
Yes.
Yes.
While talking about Boots' skills, Roy Jones Jr. sees Boots Ennis as a fighter who knows how to use his talent and adapt when things aren't working. He says Boots has multiple options in the ring and can change his approach on the spot, a quality that separates him from most fighters.
I don't feel Jaron. I see Jaron as being a guy that's actually knows what he's doing and knows how to fight. Has talent too, but knows how to use his talent. Therefore, it's nothing to break down. And I think they'll find that out come this next fight.
Does he remind you of yourself at all?
A lot.
How so?
Well, he got so many things he can do. He know how to change things up on the spot. And you can be able to adapt and change up on the spot. That's what you don't find in most fighters nowadays. You don't find guys that if this ain't working, they can go do that. If that ain't working, they can go do that. You understand me? That was the one good thing about Bud Crawford. If this don't work, he can change right hand or left hand and try or right hand and try it another way. If this don't work, he can go back another way and try it again. So he had options. Most fighters today don't have options. They fight one way and that's it.
Tim Bradley believes Sebastian Fundora is the kind of fighter who embraces the pressure rather than backing away from it. He sees Fundora as a tough, determined fighter who comes into the ring ready to take whatever his opponent can give him. Bradley also feels Fundora has matured and grown into his own, making him an even tougher opponent to deal with.
We don't mind that damn heat. Sebastian Fundora don't mind that damn heat. He actually embraces it. Fondora's the type of fighter that come in with his mind already made up. I ain't going nowhere. I'm about to take your best, but can you take mine? He a soldier. He a soldier. Yeah, It's been a minute since he been knocked on his, I'm not gonna lie. Fondora's kind of coming to his own now. Walking around like a man now. Took off them damn Coke bottle glasses. Oh, yeah, he leveled up, got some contacts now.
Showing his concern, Andre Ward points to Boots' dedication to boxing, but he also sees an area that could become a concern against elite opposition. While Boots has the defensive skills, Ward says he doesn't always use them and can sometimes take clean, repeated shots. Against a top-level opponent, Ward feels those defensive lapses could become a major factor.
But the truth is, Boots is he's a gym rat, and he lives boxing. He really loves the sport, and you see that when he fights. But the question or concern that I have for Boots is Boots has had his way so much that I don't always see Boots, even though he does have skill defensively, he doesn't always use it. I see Boots sometimes get hit with clean flush shots, and I'll see him get hit in a fight with a repeated shot. And my boxing brain says, you took that shot against this guy. What if you get hit with that same shot against that guy? So those are my initial concerns about the fight for both guys.
When Robert Garcia looks at a potential Boots Ennis versus Sebastian Fundora matchup, he sees a difficult stylistic challenge for Boots. Garcia favors Fundora because of how much he has improved, but says a relentless pressure fighter who attacks the body could give him problems. While Boots has the speed and footwork to make it competitive, Garcia doesn't see him as the type of brawler who would simply push Fundora backward.
Against Fondora, man, I think it's tough, man. Fondora has a style that it's not going to make you look good. I would say I favor Fondora on that one, man. It's a fight that's not going to be easy for Boots because styles make fights, and Fondora lately, since he became champion, he's getting better and better and better. Ain't nothing stopping Fondora right now. I think the only thing that could stop Fondora is a pressure fighter that's not gonna give up and he's gonna keep coming, working the body, and just kind of bullying Fondora into a fight, pressuring him into a tough fight. I think that's the style that might hurt Fondora. But Boots could also fight smart. He's he's got good footwork too. He's got good speed.
Paulie Malignaggi believes Boots Ennis has looked impressive every time out, which is why expectations around him continue to rise. He says Boots needs to keep performing at that level as he moves toward bigger challenges. And for Paulie, a potential clash with Sebastian Fundora would be a tough, highly competitive fight for both men.
Kelly, because again, Ennis looks terrific every time he's fought, and so that's why he is this budding star. But when you are a budding star, there's also so much expectation for you to look good every single time out. So we'd have to make sure that Ennis stays consistently looking really great so that he can move on into the picture with Fondora possibly. And Fondora, of course, is a very difficult guy to deal with. Listen, Fondora is going to be difficult to deal with for anybody. And so Ennis and Fondora, I really, really would get excited for Ennis and Fondora. That's a really good fight. And for me, that's not an easy fight for either of them. That's a tough fight to call, man. I don't know. I would love to know what some of the comments think at home. And don't be biased about just because one guy you like one guy over the other. I'm talking about seriously, from a boxing perspective, Ennis and Fondora. Listen, Fondora's an all-court fight for anybody because of the height and the power that he's got at that weight. But
when it comes to Sebastian Fundora, Chris Algieri sees a fighter who has become an extremely difficult puzzle to solve. What stands out most is how Fundora has learned to use his length, work behind his jab, and fight with much more discipline. After making those adjustments, Fondora has become far more difficult to hit and a much tougher opponent to deal with.
Fondora is such a difficult puzzle. He's so long, and he's getting better. He's improving. He's improving. He's learning how to use his size. He's using his jab. He's being more disciplined. He's not taking risks like he used to. Talk about a guy who used to allow people to hit him and then has figured out that he shouldn't do that at the highest level in that Brian Mendoza fight. But since then, he's been very, very good. So, yeah, I can understand why people would see him as the final guy because, again, with those physical advantages and the way that he's getting better, very, very difficult to deal with. Virgil, the inactivity really worries me because you got sharks circling. And Jaron, with the level of talent he has, he can beat anybody on any given night. So, yeah, it's a really interesting time.
Sharing his thoughts on the potential matchup, Bomax sees the matchup between Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora as a true 50-50 fight. Fondora's height and range give him a unique advantage, while Boots has the ability and talent to match up with anyone in the division. With both fighters still proving themselves against the best, Bomax sees no clear favorite between them.
Yeah. I wouldn't really call it the
Boots' era. I just think he's a great fighter in the era with other guys that can say this was my era.
You know, with that, I know like there's the Fondoras and Virgils, like they all have to fight each other to even come to that conclusion. I mean, is that amongst those guys, is there someone stand out a little bit more, or is it still kind of 50-50 across?
I think it's a 50-50 across the board, you know, because when you look at Virgil and when he get guys hurt, like maybe Boots was hurt, you know, he finished them off. You look at Fondora with the range and the height he got, you know, even though he'd been beat before, since then he's just been cleaning them up.
Looking ahead at what could happen between the two, Breadman Edwards believes Jaron Ennis has the tools to keep Sebastian Fundora at the end of his jab, but knowing Boots' mindset, he expects him to eventually step in, trade punches, and fight like the dominant force he believes he is, picking Ennis to stop both Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Fundora. However, he expects the Fundora fight to end much earlier because of the stylistic matchup.
Up and in, I think Boots will have an advantage with him with being able to jab him, but you know how Boots is. Boots is going to start mixing it up with him at some point and believe that he's the big dog in the fight, which he could be.
Yeah,
but I think he knocks both off. I think he stops both, but I think they're just different kind of fights. I think the Virgil fight goes longer. I think the Fundora fight, with their kind of styles and the way that Boots will have to fight him, I think it's an early night.
Yeah,
what a great fight.
Looking at the toughest stylistic challenges for Jaron Boots Ennis, Gary Russell Jr. sees Sebastian Fundora as a completely different test. He says Boots would have to chase Fundora, move his head, and show more than his usual defensive skills. Against Fundora, Russell feels Boots would need to blend his offense and defense together while also dealing with Fondora's ability to fight on the inside.
Fundora. Hands down. Fundora. Hands down. Hands down. He would have to punch up, for one. For two, Boots, he really have to go chase his man down. It's always like they either the same height, the styles make it where as though they just like in the center pocket, middle of the ring, and they just going like skill for skill. You know what I mean? With this 7'8" tall guy, he like 7'8". He's not about to stand there. He might, you know, but Boots is really going to have to show a different side of his ability. He's going to have to walk forward. He's going to have to move his head a lot more, not just be defensive discipline, but he's going to have to work in between. He's going to have to be defensive and offensively equally as good. You know what I mean? He's going to have to work it together simultaneously, dealing with Fondora. Because a lot of people forget that Fondora, honestly, he liked to fight in the inside.
Seeing what could decide a fight between Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora, Edgar Berlanga is leaning toward Boots. He points to Jaron's ring IQ and strong training foundation as major advantages, while reminding that Fundora has been hurt and stopped before. For Berlanga, Fondora's biggest advantage is his height, but he's still human and can be beaten.
It's gonna be tough. You know, but I'm really siding with Jaron, you know what I'm saying? I really truly believe that, you know, his IQ, and he has a great, you know, his father's a great trainer. You know, he's got to stay locked in on that guy. You know, Fondora already got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He already hit the canvas bad, so, you know, and he got hurt with Lubin, you know what I mean? So it's not like this dude's a robot or he's a creature from out of this world. You know, he's a human being. He bleeds the way we bleed. You know, all he has is just height. And for you know, Jaron Ennis just has to get a lot of work, a lot of sparring with tall guys.
And with both fighters continuing to push themselves in camp, the intensity is only getting higher. Boots Ennis is sharpening every part of his game, while Fundora is preparing to bring his size, pressure, and improved skills into the ring. Now, all that hard work comes down to one question: who will be better prepared when they finally meet?